It was a wild week 4 in the USHL, to say the least. Hat-tricks, OT thrillers, late-game heroics, and highlight reel plays were prominent during a busy week. I'm your host, Chris Treff, and it's time for the U Show. Late last week, the USHL, in conjunction with USA Hockey and the NHL, announced the 2020 BioSteel All-American game will be held on Monday, January 20th at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. New this season, the USA Hockey NTDP Under-18 team will square off against the top NHL draft-eligible players from the USHL. This new event is a combination of two previous events, the USHL NHL Top Prospects game and the All-American game hosted by USA Hockey. The event aims to showcase the best NHL draft-eligible players currently playing in the USHL, and is a great event for NHL scouts to witness the best talent the USHL has to offer before the 2020 NHL Draft in June. Now here are some highlights from a couple of the more exciting games from last week. The undefeated Dubuque Fighting Saints made the trek to Des Moines for a Friday night fight with the Buccaneers. The Jackson Twins got the scoring started, completing a 2-on-1 to give the Saints the lead. It was the Jacksons again getting the puck to Stephen Halliday, who doubled the Dubuque advantage. Matt Chapani stole the puck with a nice back check, then sent a shot off the post and end to get the Bucs on the board and back to within one. It was the Jacksons' turn again as the Twins earned each their third point of the night when Dylan fed Ty for a shorthanded goal. Then Des Moines went on a tear and netted 3 unanswered goals and took the lead in the third period. Owen Fowler's goal was followed up by a beauty from Blaine Warnert and the go-ahead tally by Michael Mancinelli. Just when it looked like the Bucs would knock off the Saints and hand them their first loss of the season, Aiden Fulp notched the game-tying goal with just under 8 minutes to go with a shot from the point. The rest of the game in overtime would go scoreless before we went to the shootout. Reese Gaber scored a dazzling goal as the second Dubuque shooter. Eric Portillo stopped all 3 shooters he faced, including the league's leading scorer Alex the Ferrier and the human highlight reel Matt Chapani. The win improved Dubuque to 5-0 on the season. The Cedar Rapids Rough Riders traveled to Omaha for a duel with the Lancers at Ralston Arena. The Rough Riders got the lone goal of the opening period as Darren Gotts found himself on the score sheet. Omaha came out firing in the middle frame and scored 4 unanswered goals, led by Brian Silver and his 2-goal effort.
A little toe drag, shoot and snipe there for the forward.
Early in the third, Ben Meehan scored to give the Riders some life. Michael Cameron of the Lancers pushed the Omaha lead back to 3 goals with his first tally of the season. Meehan would then go off as the D-man netted 2 more goals, earning the third period hat-trick and getting the Riders back to striking distance. With just under 4 to go, Dante Lawson sent a shot in past Akira Schmid to tie the game for Cedar Rapids. In the final minute of regulation, when the game looked destined for OT, we would see another hat-trick earned.
To the side of the cage, now back up through the middle. Perger, one-time try, airborne, and scores! What a goal! 13.5 seconds left! Holy moly! Brian Silver with the hat trick!
This game had a little bit of everything and more as Omaha took the 2 points in dramatic fashion. Now let's check out the standings in the USHL after week number 4. Another week gone and another week without a loss for Dubuque and Waterloo. Each team is on top of their respective conferences with their 6-0 records. The parity in the East continues as positions 1 through 7 are only separated by 4 points. Let's take a look at some highlighted matchups coming up this weekend. These two immensely talented teams go head-to-head in a 2-game series on Friday and Saturday in South Dakota as the Steel travels to Fargo to face the Force. A big weekend from either side would really make a statement and put them that much closer to the top spot in their respective conferences. We have just one game on Sunday, and you can watch it for free on HockeyTV.com as our Hockey TV free game of the week. That's all we got for this week's episode. Thanks to everyone for watching. I'm Chris Treff, and this was another edition of The U Show.